Dicite in gilla sta compagna vostra che abbiamo fatta prac today con simpatia. Mamma mia, che bellezza. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to La Cucina. I'm your host, Pasquale. So what are we making today? So I was talking to one of my followers, which he comes from the same town that I come from. His grandparents came from there. This is Lenny Gadaleta. So Lenny, I'm gonna make prac for you and for everybody else. Prac is made by pepper. So the only thing we need is pepper, salt. We need also hot pepper and olive oil and garlic. That's it. But the preparation for this, it takes 24 hours. So we have some yellow peppers, we have some orange pepper, we get some red. Just gonna make a small batch just to show everybody what I do. So the first thing we do, wash the peppers, of course. This is an old traditional dish that my mom and many other moms and grandma in Molfetta body, where I come from, they used to make. Now you usually make this in the summertime, so you can have it for the winter. So, because you have to also add the production of the pepper. So look how beautiful this came in. So clean the pepper. I'll show you first the first one, and then I'll show you after when it's everything done. So we take the first one, we clean it up inside. Oh, what a smell, so good, I tell you. Also, we're gonna need is a bowl, container, a calendar. We put it here. We're gonna put a little dish over the pepper after we're done, and then we're gonna put some weights on it. What it does is we have to mix the pepper after we cut them up with salt, and then we have put in the calendar and put the plate on it, so it presses, and then we put a couple of weights on. I got like 5 pounds weight that I'm gonna put right on top of it. You can put it like in a cloth, so when you put it on the plate, it doesn't crack the plate, but the weight needs to be there. Why? We have to make sure that the juice that is inside the pepper drips out of it, because if it doesn't, what happens when you combine water and olive oil? What happened? So the olive oil stay up, the water stays down. These go bad, they become moldy. You're gonna throw it out. So not to let that happen, this is the procedure we're used to. So we cut the pepper in very small. See, they're like a little sticks, right? And then what we do is we just cut them. Like pieces, very small pieces, like this, like a little cubes, right? And that's all we gotta do for all of them. So I'll show you this now, and then I'll stop the video for you guys because I don't want to bore you. And when we do the first pepper with the scissor, we can do it with the scissor, you can do it with the knife, you can do whatever you want. But make sure it's consistent in almost the same size, all of them. Because you don't want to have too big, too small, and then, it takes different shapes, which is okay. It's not going to harm. But I like to do it like all the same size. So once you do this, I'll show you. I'll come back. Once I finish with all this, I'll come back and I'll show you, and then we'll mix it with the salt and we'll prep it. They have to be under the pressure of the weight for 24 hours. But then every once in a while, go there with the fork or with the spoon, just toss them a little bit, mix them up a little bit, put the plates back on, put the weight back on again, so it keeps dripping the juice into the bowl, because if you leave it on like that, it's gonna go on the floor. So it keeps it up, and that's it. And this is the only thing we have to do just now. For 24 hours, you have to let it drip. So I will see you guys after I'm done with this, so we can put the salt in it. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, so we got one little piece of pepper to cut. We're almost done. It's a little time consuming now. I'm only doing 5 peppers, but it gives you a lot of, probably give me a couple of jars of the prac. Remember, say it, learn it. Prac. I don't know what the termination came from. I think it was the mix of the peppers, which in Molfetta we call a paparoule. And the paparoule, mixed color, I guess it was la prac. And also we have to put some beautiful, so look at this, guys. Look how beautiful it looks. So all these little piece of chunks right here, that's what we're gonna do. So now, I have salt. I got 3 tablespoons of salt. I'm gonna mix it. What it does, it will allow the salt, will allow the juice to come out easier, and also will season anything, even the Egyptian used to use salt, even everybody, to dry meat, you use salt. So this is like a little help to dry this peppers. And the pressure of the weight will allow the juice to escape. My mom used to make this every year in the summertime, and then we consume this in the winter most of the time. The kids, what we did is just when it's ready, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, it's ready. So what we do is we put it in on the bread, sliced bread. You take it out, you put it straight on the bread, and then you just eat it just like that. It's a delicious compost. Beautiful, spicy. Because we're gonna put some. We have to put some pepper later. When I prepare it, when I put them in the jar, I'll show you the result in 24 hours. So maybe just a little more salt, because this is enough. Let's just put a little more salt here on top, sea salt, of course. And that's it. Mix it up now again. So you leave it in the bowl here. You leave it in a cool place. That's all you got to do. Leave it in a cool place. Now, let's see what is the plate that we can put here. I think this will be fine for now, and then we're going to probably switch to a smaller plate. So what I do is, I have 2 5-pound weight. Open and crack the plate. Mix it up. Because you don't want this to, even though they're a little too big. They'll fit. They'll fit. That's it. Beautiful. So you can do this, or you can also make it this way. It's even better. Yeah, like that. So one on top of the other. But if you have if you don't have weights, you can get a gallon of water, just put it on top, or just or maybe just another pot with water, fill it up, and just let it go. And this way, the pressure will squeeze. Ooh, this is heavy now. The pressure will squeeze those salty pepper. They're not that salty. And all the juice will collect in here. And after 24 hours, I'll come back and I'll show you exactly what we do. But every few hours, maybe every 4, 5 hours, go in with the spoon, toss it around a little bit, and then put the plates back on, the weights on, and let it crash nice. All crushed. It becomes, you're going to see they're going to be like half the size after, because they get nice and flat, because all that juice comes out. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in 24 hours. Ciao a tutti. Good afternoon and bentornati sul mio canale. I'm your host Pasquale, welcome to La Cucina. So, 4 days ago we started making prac. Prac is it's an old traditional. It's like vegetable. It's only made by peppers, and we used to make it in the summertime. So then you store it in a jar for the winter. The prac gets eaten only with. You just take a slice of bread, you put it on the bread, you just spread it on the bread and just eat it like that. It's made as an appetizer, and made. If it's cold outside and you want to warm up with some nice hot peppers, that's what you do. So let's take this out. This is the weight I had on it, on the bowl. You guys already saw that. And remember how big it was? It was huge, right? So now look at it. It's empty. There's no more water coming out of there. There was a lot of water coming out in the last few days. So this was so like full, this counter, right? And look at this now. Put that here. Look at that. It's like 1/3 of what it was. So I'm gonna put it in here now. That's nice and dry. Oh. So why we do this? We put some salt on it. If you guys remember, I'll show you. I already did that. So we put some salt on it, and then we put weight on it. So we'll allow all the juice from the peppers to escape, and get collected into the little our bowl over there. So now, what we doing? So prac is nothing but peppers. Yellow peppers and red peppers. We can put the green one in there too as well. But the yellow and the red are much sweeter than the green. So I recommend just that. And the video is falling off over here. What is this? Okay. My little stand over there was going down. So now what do we do? So we have a jar disinfected already, and we have olive oil right here, extra virgin. So now in Italy, my mom used to do fresh garlic. For some reason, even when I make here, I make sun-dried tomato. For some reason, the garlic in the sun-dried tomato, when I put them inside the olive oil, after a little while, it turns green. And I don't like that because I think it changes the flavor of the olive oil. So what I'm doing lately with this is I'm using the powdered garlic. Powdered garlic is already nice and dry. It's not going to add any change of the flavor of the peppers, because you're going to only taste a little garlic. But at least it's not going to turn green. It's not going to be just like the fresh ones. For some reason here, that's what it does. So I decided to use powdered garlic. So this is 1 teaspoon of powdered garlic. This is probably 1 jar. So I'm putting this in it. And I'm going to mix it. It smells delicious. So at least you flavor the garlic, but it's not going to go bad on you inside the oil. And I don't want that, because usually it preserves it, but for some reason I'm having that issue. So, and then I use pepper flakes, which are pepper, 1 teaspoon as well. Depends how you like it. It's all about you guys. If you like it spicy, then you put a little more. I like it normal, a little spice, a little kick, but not too much kick. So I'll mix it all up nice. And this is the only thing that you need to make prac. It's mostly the waiting time, and make sure that every few hours you go and you toss them, and then you put weights on it. I had like 15 pounds on it, on the press. So now, see, they're a little drier, and they're much better this way. So now what we do is, we go ahead and we put them in the jar. I would like this to make 2 jars, but I don't think so. I think this is going to be just 1 jar. Now don't forget, also when you do this, when you finish, close it. You have to put olive oil, and make sure that the olive oil covers the peppers completely. Why? because if they stay out of the oil, they can go bad. They get moldy. So you have to, it's a precise thing to do with this type of work anyway. But tell you guys, you know, I'm getting like salivating just to think about this. This is delicious. You know, you see how much I took. There was a lot. The big 5 peppers, you know, look at how small it became. It makes just, it barely makes a jar probably. I think it will make the whole jar. Let's see. Yeah, 1 jar from 5 pepper. So think about in the old days how many, my mom used to make like 5, 6 jars. So think how many peppers she had to squeeze and play with all the time. There was a lot. So here we go. This is perfect. You know what? At least I know now that every time I make 5 peppers, it will make 1 jar for me. Beautiful. So now, oh, no, I'm not gonna waste any. Look how beautiful this is, right? What we do now, we go ahead and we are covering with olive oil. This needs to be submerged in total oil. And this is like just like you make sun-dried tomatoes, that you save it this way, exactly the same way. This one, you put it in there, and that's it. Now, what I do is I leave this open for a few hours because I don't want it to regurgitate, just in case. And so I'll put a dish, or maybe I'll put it in here, and leave it open. I'm not gonna close it. And leave it like this for a few hours. See how long it takes? Now you're gonna let it sit for probably 2 weeks before you eat it. There we go. Beautiful. Guardate ragazzi, look. Pric. Pric is composed of peppers and then a little fresh, you know, you can put, like I said, here I used the granulated garlic, the powdered garlic, and the red hot pepper flakes, which is much better. So you're not gonna have any problem that, you know, because sometimes what happens is if there is still traces of water in there, if it's too much water, it's gonna turn bad. It's gonna get moldy, and then you gotta throw it out. This way it preserves, beautiful. Even if you spend 4 days instead of 3 days, you know, it was 24 hours, and instead of 24 hours, I did 3 days, which is great. You know what? There was a lot of water in these peppers, in this, believe it or not. There was a lot of water, so you press it until it finishes, and then that's it. Beautiful. I'm salivating. Sorry, guys, because I remember when my mom used to make it, and Mamma Mia, they was so good. That's all we ate. In the wintertime, this was like the best thing since sliced bread. We used to slice the bread and put this on it. Even better. So with that, guys, thank you for watching me. I cannot taste it because it's not ready yet. There's got to be a couple of days, a couple of weeks. All right, but I guarantee you it's so good. If you do it, just the most time consuming is the pressing of the peppers. Put the weights on it, do it, well, you know, look what I did. I got another bowl with weights in here. I got 3 of these today, and they were there all like the last 3 days. And every time toss them, make a mound, put a dish on it, and then put the weights on it. And that's about it. So, you know what? I will probably put like a little small like clip when I taste it, when it did done in 2 weeks. But for now, that's it. So guys, this is called a prac. It's our pepper compost, which is great. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put it right in here, and I'm gonna leave it open because for a few hours, because you wanna make sure that it does not regurgitate. Sometimes when it regurgitates, you know, it can break the glass. So if the oil, once it's settled, goes down a little bit, you put more oil in it. make sure that it's always covered. If you see like pieces against the glass here on the outside of the oil, put it back in, because if not, they're gonna get moldy. All right? Thank you very much, and Lenny Gadaleta. I hope you liked this video, and I hope I did the same thing that your father Bartolomeo used to make it. And God bless him, and God bless all the mom and dad. And I tell you, this is a gorgeous, a tasteful, delicious, traditional, that makes me feel like I was a little child again when my mom used to make it, and my grandmother. So guys, stay tuned for the next videos, and please like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. It's very important to me. You guys, more you like it, more you share with people, I will be able to stay longer on YouTube and keep doing this and keep putting all the traditional dishes that we make in Molfetta, where I come from. All right? Ciao a tutti, and I'll see you next time.